Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, there's been a huge injury scare for Pakistan on their upcoming tour to Bangladesh. Now, a couple of names are in consideration that would be ruled out due to injury, and these are big names for Pakistan. So I think we should be concerned because we've got a World Cup that we're focusing on, an Asia Cup, so some very important international assignments coming for Pakistan. So some of these names will be giving you the details that have been ruled out from the tour to Bangladesh, and then only the selection process will identify that what kind of combinations the team wants to take to Bangladesh as well. Then of course we move on and we discuss with you the qualifying teams of the ICC T20 World Cup next year, which takes place in India and Sri Lanka. So Pakistan have obviously qualified, but at the same time there are teams that have gotten automatic qualification based on the last World Cup, based on the rankings, and there are still teams that are yet to qualify as well. The latest team to qualify has been Canada, so I think congratulations to them as well, but it's going to be a very interesting T20 World Cup. Then we move on and we discuss with you India versus England, the second test match that continues in Edgbaston. India were 2 wickets down for 90 runs odd, and I think they've done a fair enough good job. Yashasvi Jaiswal is still on the crease and he's performing well. Else than that, KL Rahul was a disappointment today. He was out cheaply. Karun Nair had some score amongst him and his partnership with Jaiswal as well, but he couldn't hang on. He was gone on 30 odd out, and right now the captain Shubman Gill along with Yashasvi Jaiswal are at the crease. And of course, big news, Jasprit Bumrah not part of the Indian squad in this match in the playing 11, so he's not available for them, and England decided to go with an unchanged squad. They didn't play Jofra Archer as well. That's what we're discussing on the show. All the details right after this short break. Stay tuned to Sports Extra. Welcome back, and now we discuss things in detail. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, joining us in studios is international cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, and our sports expert, Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Also joining us is first-class cricketer and sports expert, Kashif Majeed. Assalamu alaikum, Kashif. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. Thank you, Ahmed. Perfectly all right.
Thank you for joining us. And also joining us is senior sports journalist, Abdul Jabbar Faisal. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I am fine. Have a great day, viewers.
Thank you very much, Jabbar Sahab, for joining us as well. Now, let's take a look at the report of some of the names that have been ruled out injured for Pakistan's upcoming T20 International Series against Bangladesh in Bangladesh.
Pakistan cricket team will start their training camp on July 8 at the National Bank Cricket Arena to prepare for a 3-match T20 International Series against Bangladesh. However, there are some fitness issues within the team. Vice captain Shadab Khan is likely to undergo shoulder surgery in the UK after facing ongoing pain. Fast bowlers Naseem Shah and Mohammad Wasim Jr. are also not fully fit, and their participation in the series is doubtful. To fill in, pacer Salman Mirza, who impressed in the recent Pakistan Super League with 9 wickets in 4 matches, might be included in the squad. Spinner Sufiyan, who has taken 18 wickets in 10 T20 internationals, is also confirmed for the tour. Haris Rove will be part of the squad but is not expected to play in the T20 International Series. Key players like Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan and Shaheen Shah Afridi, who were rested for the previous series against Bangladesh, are not in the plans for now, and there is no clear timeline for their return. The T20 international matches will be held at the Sher-e-Bangla National Cricket Stadium in Dhaka, with the first match on July 20th, followed by the second on July 22nd and the third on July 24th. Pakistan is expected to arrive in Bangladesh on July 16th. The two teams last met in May earlier this year, where Pakistan registered a comprehensive 3-0 series win at home.
Well, there you have it. Saba Shafique gives us the details of the players missing out on Pakistan's tour to Bangladesh. Asif, some of the key names there, but I have to obviously think about the future international assignments for Pakistan, including the Asia Cup and the World Cup. It's a moment of concern for me, especially with Shadab Khan.
Not only this moment, but history tells that the Pakistan Cricket Board did not work on this issue, that how to make an environment where people, especially players and the member who are the permanent member of the squad, they cannot suffer with the injuries. What's the reason? Ahmed, first of all, we were praising and appreciating the ongoing skills development program, which is organized by the Pakistan Cricket Board, and it's going on. And we have appreciated the effort from the Pakistan Cricket Board. But the way Saba Shafique was telling in the report that Shadab Khan is suffering shoulder injury, the right shoulder, what does it mean that if he'll go for an for operation, what does it mean that he will take rest for 2-3 months? And if he will not be okay, will not be fine, then what will happen? You have mentioned one thing, that is the upcoming Asia Cup, and then we'll have the T20 World Cup in the next year. So the problem is that these are the premier players like Naseem Shah, Wasim Jr., and they're also under, they're going with the surgery, and they're suffering with the surgery. And if they're not the part of the Pakistan cricket team in the next upcoming series against Bangladesh, that how you're going to prepare your squad, 14-member squad, 15-member squad, then you'll be in trouble definitely.
And I think more than the surgery or the injury itself, the rehab is a big question mark for Pakistan cricket. I think that really matters as well. Kashif Majeed, when you think about some of these players, especially Shadab undergoing a shoulder surgery, it is a moment of concern for Pakistan cricket, and once again we're injury prone. But at the same time, I think it's a good omen that we've got a pool of players that is enough to suffice for any injury replacement.
I guess in this very program, Asif mentioned Shadab's role in the team. So most probably it's a good omen, Asif, if he's not part of the team. Second important thing when we talk about Shadab, you know, he's been suffering that niggle for quite some time now. He was not bowling fit, although he delivers 200 odd overs in the recently concluded Qaid-e-Azam Trophy, but we can feel that the rotation of his shoulder or the, you know, the body, it was just not there. So most probably that was a niggle he was carrying, and you know, he wanted to be a fully fit bowler, and that's where surgery was required, and he's going through a surgery process. Second important thing when we talk about different fast bowlers getting injured, fast bowlers are always injury prone, and when we talk about Naseem Shah, Wasim Jr., they've been going through all these processes. With Wasim, his slingy action, we've seen Waqar Yunus going through different injuries throughout his career, and Wasim is no different than Waqar, most probably with all those slingy actions. So Naseem Shah, we've heard, we know for a fact that he's been injury prone bowler. He became an international star at the very nimble age of 16, I guess. So most probably his body is still in the development phase, and this is where it's very important that we and he himself should take care of his body. It's important, as Ahmed you mentioned, it's important the pool of the players now got selected for the upcoming series. That will define how much talent we have got, how much backup plans we have got when it comes to those replacing those fast bowlers, or even for the spinners that
and there are a couple of names. I think we can consider Abbas Afridi has been in the circuit for Pakistan. We've been
Zaman Khan.
Zaman Khan has been there. We've been also seeing Ahmed Jamal, I think, who's a fantastic all-rounder. So there are certain names that can make amends in that Pakistan.
And those certain names have been talk of the town whenever Pakistan got beaten up, and whenever bowlers get the heavy beating, they're always the talk of the town. There's always social media coming up with those names. So this is now their chance against Bangladesh. We recently have won 3-0 in the presence of these fast bowlers. So in the absence of these bowlers in their backyard of Bangladesh, let's find out how the the upcomers, the newcomer respond to those conditions, as well as those challenges of being replacing all those premier fast bowlers or all those premier players for the Pakistan team. I guess this is very important that the new pool of players get a chance against not a very not a side which is doing good in T20. I guess when we talk about Bangladesh, the recent outings they have in the T20 against Pakistan, they're not very good. So most probably it's a chance for all those fast bowlers or all those players coming into the side to get a good footing in the team, and most probably some notable performances can lead them to be the permanent member of the team.
Certainly. Jabbar sir, what's your overall analysis? Because Pakistan now is working on a pool of players that can replace whenever you've got a problem with injuries, and it's happened in the past as well. Right before some very, very important assignments, we've had injuries, and certain names right now are not available for selection.
The pacer always faces this patches, injury and fitness level. But in these days, the condition in weather is entirely different. you will have to careful about your injuries and your practice and the other activities, and you should have to save from these things. Although we have the facilities of controlled gyms and lot of controlled temperature gyms and lot of other facilities, but I think we should not worry about this injury, and players should take care and would overcome their injury problems. But we will go now in the Bangladesh, and there is a bilateral series. It's good to give chance the young boys to perform at the international level. But this is very important. We should focus on the T20 World Cup and Asia Cup, and this series will be useful for us to check the other players to perform at the international level. This is bilateral series. We should not worry, and spectators should not also worry about this. We will overcome and we compete well against Bangladesh, and our young boys and second tier bowlers can do well in this series.
Overall, Asif, when you look about the conditions that will be available for Pakistan, because we're playing our World Cup in Sri Lanka, so obviously that's going to be a tricky moment where your spin element is mostly going to be utilized, and you also need bowlers who can perform in those conditions. So are we, planning for that as well in domain?
Well, I think that we have included Sufiyan Muqeem, and everybody was talking about his performances, especially when Peshawar Zalmi didn't give him chances in Pakistan Super League, but right before that he performed well, and everybody knows that Pakistan require good spinners, and we have Abrar, though as Kashif Bhai said that I was talking about Shadab Khan's performances, but Kashif Bhai, the problem is that it's not my or your choice, it's Pakistan Cricket Board choice, and even if we are criticizing and we are bringing all the stats that what he had done in last 6 months, but nobody cares that if they have decided that they want Shadab Khan, they will go with the Shadab Khan. So the statement from me or yours, they don't care that what's going on. And Ahmed, we have good spinners. As you know that Pakistan Cricket Board is thinking to bring Sufiyan Muqeem for the Bangladesh tour for the 3 matches. Now, I would like to request to the management to please give him proper chance, at least for 3 games. Doesn't matter. See, we are not going for the results. Though Pakistan played very well against Bangladesh in Pakistan, and we have beaten them with 3-0. So it's a good chance to give proper chances to the youngsters. As we witnessed that you have given 3 chances to Hassan Nawaz. He was on song. He played tremendously against Bangladesh and Pakistan. Haris was in good touch. And Sahibzada Farhan. So these youngsters, they're getting chances now that in the absence of our premier players. And one thing that Pakistan Cricket Board decided that they're not bringing back to Rizwan, Babar Azam and Shaheen Shah Afridi. Still good chances for the youngsters.
But Asif, what we need to consider is that these youngsters need a definitive plan as well. We don't want them to be in as an injury replacement, not perform and then disappear with time. There needs to be a complete plan of how to profile them and keep on following their career trajectory as well, whether it's sending them to first class or play any other kind of cricket around the world.
Well, yesterday I was watching to Sunil Gavaskar, and he was referring the same problem with Pakistan Cricket Board, and he said that even uncertainty in the coaching staff, uncertainty in the management, even the skipper doesn't know either I'll be in the next series or not. So these kind of uncertainty, and you're not taking good decisions, and you're not taking decisions for the long time. Recently we have seen that Pakistan Cricket Board brought Azhar Mahmood only for the 1 series. I mean, it won't work there. You should give some time to the youngsters. Either you're bringing them from the first class. See, the problem once again, Ahmad, is there that the roots are not strong, and those roots are your domestic cricket. You're not investing there, and you're not giving them some quality facilities to the domestic cricket. So then you cannot, you will see this uncertainty in the cricket board. You will see that the players, if the premier players are getting injured, you will bring new players. Otherwise, you do not have vision. So the problem with the management is their vision is only their personal likings.
Because obviously the way things go around in Pakistan, they're not going to report back to their respective regions, Kashif. So it's better that throughout the year activities continue at the high performance center if we reach that quality level.
There was a time in Pakistan when those cricket academies were developed not just as a national cricket academy but the regional cricket academies, and this is where the under 70s and under 19s teams was used to stay for around 2 or 3 months. Most probably those are the months of May, June, July, where those young cricketers get to get to know the basics of the cricket and get to know how this academy system works, and they spend a quality time there. I still remember number of players coming from those academies, Imad Wasim for that matter, Sarfraz Ahmad in the Karachi, Imad in Islamabad, and there are a number of players who've been part of those academies, and it worked for Pakistan. But eventually that system died out, and there is only one academy, that is National Cricket Academy, and we asked different players to come and join National Academy for a certain phase of like 6 to 8 days, and that is it. They go back to their areas and I think just forgot how to go about their business off season. It's very important for any professional athlete to work off season, because when you are playing a season and when we talk about the on season, you didn't get much chance to go for those exercises or those fitness fitness things, because ultimately you just focus on playing matches and you want to be a match fit, and this is where the off season training comes in. And as you mentioned yourself, it's very pertinent for Pakistan Cricket Board to come up with a calendar which actually spanned over the course of 12th month or most probably 10th month with 10 months with 2 months of rest for all those players to gain back their fitness.
Because it's very confusing right now, because this last season we initiated the prospect of having the Champions Cup one day and T20. We called them elite tournaments alongside the structure.
Even right now, as we are talking, I was just going through a scorecard where senior inter-district was going on throughout Pakistan. And in this month where we talk about the monsoon rains, 3-day cricket, it's very difficult that you come up with a decision of a match. It's always one side playing 2 innings and the next side playing just 1 innings, and we always used to say win the toss, bat first, because this is where you get to bat 2 times in this match. And with these conditions, it's very difficult for a fast bowlers to even grip the ball with this humidity and this sweating and all those things. So most probably this can be termed as an off season, or this can be termed as a season where we can find out all those destinations around Pakistan where cricket is possible. It's just not possible everywhere in Pakistan in this condition. So most probably 10 months of cricket for Pakistan and 2 months off season where players get to find their rhythm back and gets to find their fitness back, because on season you hardly get a time to think about any technical change you want to bring in your action, in your batting, in your stance, anything, because it's on and you want to just go there and play your best.
But I think by the blessing of climate change, Kashif, we've reached a point that I think now in the future, these 2-3 months, we won't be able to do anything cricket related. I think that's the point.
I guess last year it was very a different experience for me, because in my lifetime I haven't seen a series played in the month of August, and we've played against Bangladesh, and we've played like test matches in August, and there were match in Islamabad club, warmer match. So month of August was always considered as a rainy season or monsoon season and quite humid. But right now we are facing that season or that temperatures and that humidity in the month of June. So most probably there are always climate changes, and most probably in the next few years June was considered as the month of monsoon.
Absolutely. Jabbar Sahab, the cricket calendar now I think would be redefined, because in these certain months now it's impossible for the players to do anything. So rather give them a calendar which consists of trainings and manuals at the high performance center.
I think Cricket Board should revisit on these issues and should be settled according to their demands. But somehow you are going Bangladesh because you have a bilateral tie. But Pakistan, just like Pakistan Cricket Board decided to give rest 3 players, Jabbar, Shaheen and Rizwan, and 3 are facing injury problems. But it is very clear these are well experienced players. They can join the team at any time and they can perform well. But the lot of cricket at a domestic level and international level is also a cause of injury, and very difficult for the player. Every player want to play all format of cricket, but for this they have to work hard, especially to maintain its fitness level. Without fitness level, player can't perform according to the international demands and requirement of the team. For this, Pakistan Cricket Board is trying to do best, but there is need to make some changes, and we should select the places where should in the August we should play cricket. Or in the past, in 1780s there was only cricket in June and July in England, not in the all over the world. But now the things have been changed. The cricket is being played everyone any time. You know, Zimbabwe and South Africa is playing, England and India are playing, and here we are going Bangladesh to play cricket. But the things have been changed. But we should revisit all the things and set according to the demand, and care to players too. To make their fitness level according to international demand.
Absolutely, and I think Pakistan's tour to Bangladesh is going to give us an insight into the planning and execution of what the new management of the cricket team and fraternity feels as well. Mike Hessam's plans would be implemented, and I think if you're going with a youth bulge, then there's nothing wrong in that. And I think it would give us further idea into the pool of players and how talented and potent they are for the series and task up ahead as well. That now brings us to the T20 World Cup, where teams have automatically qualified, but some teams are still in contention to qualify for the T20 World Cup that takes place in India and Sri Lanka next year. Let's take a look at this report.
The makeup of the 2026 T20 World Cup takes shape through regional finals across the globe. The 2026 edition of the T20 World Cup is again a 55-match affair, and the tournament will be played out in the same format, with 4 groups of 5 before 2 Super 8 groups, semi-finals and a final to crown the next champion. The final 7 teams for the tournament need to be decided across the remaining 3 regional finals, as hosts Sri Lanka and India take up the first 2 spots for 2026. The Board of Control for Cricket in India and Sri Lanka Cricket are the joint host of the ICC T20 World Cup 2026. Although India was supposed to be the sole host of the tournament, but Pakistan Cricket Board refusing to tour India and vice versa. Their matches will presumably take place in Sri Lanka, along with possibly the semi-final and final if they qualify.
Well, there you have it. In this report, we've got all the details. So far, the teams that have qualified include Afghanistan, Australia, Bangladesh, Canada have just made it to the T20 World Cup. We've got England, India, Ireland, New Zealand, Pakistan, South Africa, Sri Lanka, USA, nightmare for us in the cricketing world, West Indies. And we still have about teams that are remaining. They include about 7 teams that are still to qualify for the T20 World Cup. They include a team from the Asia Eastern qualifier, 2 teams from there, 1 from the European qualifier, 2 teams from European qualifiers, 2 from the Africa qualifiers, and 3 from the Asia and Eastern qualifiers as well. So still 7 spots up for grabs. Asif Ahmad, your analysis of the teams that have automatically made, especially I think Canada has qualified recently, so that's a big story as well. So not just USA to worry about, now we've got to look at Canada as well, but going forward.
Well, I think, as you said, that USA is nightmare for us, and definitely they've beaten in a very crucial and important game in the last T20 World Cup and Pakistan, and that was the main reason for the ouster of Pakistan cricket team from the World Cup. Rest, Canada, you know that if you see the Canadian histories, do remember 2011 pool match with Pakistan. Pakistan was in trouble courtesy. Pakistan have won that match courtesy Shahid Khan Afridi's brilliant bowling, and Afridi was the skipper in that tournament as well. So if you see that the T20 World Cup upcoming, Pakistan will be playing all of the games in Sri Lanka. So once again, considering that Pakistan will be playing there, that we should require proper good spinners, specialist spinners, not part-timers. And Pakistan's skipper is Salman Ali Agha right now. So,
right now, you in inverted commas you said right now.
Right now, and we wish him good luck. See, if Pakistan Cricket Board will take good and big decision, I think that these youngsters, they could do miracles, and they have plenty of talent. The only problem is that they aren't sure about their future. So that's the concern. USA played very well in the last tournament, same as Canada played some good cricket in previous ICC events. So, and we will be, expecting some more teams from Europe, from Africa. So let's see, it will be definitely this World Cup will bring some more energy in the cricket enthusiasts.
Absolutely. Kashif, certain teams have qualified. I'm glad that Pakistan is in there automatically, but certain teams yet to qualify as well. How are you eyeing the T20 World Cup up ahead?
I guess all those winners of previous editions have qualified, so we can find out that quality teams are there, because I'm saying this recently concluded 50-over World Cup, we missed West Indies for that matter, we missed Sri Lanka for that matter in one of those competitions where they just didn't qualify. When it comes to T20, the pool of the teams are so large that majority of those teams who are eyeing for that championship or that cup, they've been part of, they're already qualified. So most probably the teams coming there can create an upset. They can make a history like USA did, a year back, or Netherlands did to South Africa, or most probably Netherlands did to England. They've been the team in the T20 format. They always come up with an upset. So I guess rather going through all the details, it's important to know how we manage all those teams in a T20 World Cup, because there has to be the pool has to be larger number of teams. I'm saying this because considering 2007 World Cup, where we managed 4 pools and just identified that these are the 2 strong teams and they can make it to the Super 8 stage, and we will find some quality cricket in Super 8. Eventually it didn't happen because one upset created 2 upsets, I guess. Two upsets created the whole Super 8 stage at times meaningless, because those teams who've been part of those Super 8 from those upsets couldn't do that in Super 8 stage, and eventually 4 or 5 matches just were the one-sided affair. So most probably ICC has to go again. I think the best format to find out the champion is each team playing against each other and then reaching to the semi-finals. So it will be a different T20 World Cup.
Certainly, Jabbar Sahab, before we have your comments on the qualification scenario for the T20 World Cup, I think from me, Asif, Kashif and our entire team and everyone, a very happy sports journalist to you, sir, and to every sports journalist out there.
I think format is not a matter in the World Cup tournament. Actually, what the teams are participating, and the top teams, especially which nations are playing test cricket and lot of experience. And our main concern is the Pakistan team, how the Pakistan team will go there. And just young guy gave the reference of 2007 World Cup. That was a, you can say, nightmare for us, and we got to
I think the real nightmare is that you called him a young guy just right now. You just called him a young guy. That's a nightmare for us.
Oh, okay, but on that time we could not perform well. That was, I think, Super 6 stage. Not Super 8, Super 6 stage. The ICC was dominating on that time, as also Indian are there, and the pitch that was prepared was entirely different from all the tournament. That damaged the Pakistan. Anyhow, this is the part of our international cricket, but we should focus our game, and we should concentrate how can we overcome the high ranked teams in the 2026 World Cup, and how can we you can say clean the hands. We faced lost defeat in USA. That was a bad performance for us. I hope our team will do well in the next World Cup.
Well, certainly. That being said, I think it's an interesting qualification scenario for 7 spots that are still up for grabs in the T20 World Cup 2026 slated in India and Sri Lanka, and I think it's going to be very interesting with each of these teams participating and those who have automatically qualified as well. That now brings us to the second test match that is underway between England and India at Edgbaston, and of course it's been very interesting up till lunch. 98 for 2 were India. India, of course, missing out on Jasprit Bumrah in this test match, while England managed to go with an unchanged squad, so no Jofra Archer as the news was building up. Asif Ahmad, 98 for 2 in the first innings so far at lunch, India.
Well, India played well, they started well, but the question is that Indian batting is not a question mark. In bowling is a question mark, and there is no Jasprit Bumrah, and then the Indian bowling will struggle definitely, and that's why England once again they have after winning the toss they have opted to bowl first. Why? The way they have chased in the first test, and they're all batting lineup. They're in good position. Ben Duckett, Ollie Pop. Talk about Zach Crawley, then of course Joe Root. So and then their bowlers are bowling so well. So India will require a big struggle because their team isn't playing without, they're playing without Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah. So this factor will definitely affect them for a long time.
Well, certainly, Kashif, how do you see the task up ahead now? It's going to be very different. India made an interesting change as they brought in Washington Sundar in the squad alongside Ravindra Jadeja as well.
Again, most probably, don't want to say a negative change, but a negative thinking at their part, because for two consecutive innings they lost their half side in the spur of a moment. I'm talking about their tail. They've been in a very good position in the first innings, then they lost 6-7 quick wickets, and same in the second innings. So to prolong their batting lineup, they asked for yet another all-rounder, that is Washington Sundar, because Sundar have played some quality innings in Australia when they beat Australia in their own backyard. So my question still remains the same. I guess they still require a confident captain. I miss Virat Kohli for that matter, because winning a test match requires getting 20 wickets of the opposition side, and with this bowling lineup it's getting difficult. Although on the contrary, I think having no Jasprit Bumrah in the lineup can add to the Indian advantage, because now before having Jasprit Bumrah, the English batsmen were just eyeing to attack any bowler other than Bumrah. With no Bumrah, they have to pick a bowler or pick two bowlers to attack, and this is where they get the chance of Siraj or anyone getting those wickets. So it's just not easy when you have got a spearhead bowler who've been ruling the world. You tend to find other bowlers in his shadow, and this is what India was facing, because Siraj was he was not as ordinary as we looked in the first test, but when there is no Bumrah, he or other bowlers, they have got the chance.
But someone who I thought was a good enough bowler for India after Ishant Sharma, I thought Umesh Yadav could have been a great test bowler. But I was surprised that his career was always in and out of the team.
I guess it takes 2 to 3 minutes of my answer. It's always the captain, Ahmed, who defines who is your match winner. With Mahindra Singh Dhoni, the entire Indian bowling lineup revolves around the spinners. He created Ravi Chandran Ashwin out of nowhere. He created Ravindra Jadeja out of nowhere, and there was always Piyush Chawla and all those spinners, Pragyan Hoja. Because he's the captain for the spinners, standing up to the wickets, up to the mark. He enjoys spinners, and this is where all those dusty turfs in India came into being, with Mahindra Singh Dhoni in charge of the side. Soon after Mahindra, and we lost Ishant Sharma for that matter. In those times there was no Umesh Yadav. The only reason fast bowlers was playing to either they'll bowl reversing or just bowl few overs of those new ball, and that is it. I still remember number of test matches started with Ravi Chandran Ashwin bowling the very first over of the second over. Soon after Mahindra Singh Dhoni, Virat Kohli took charge, and it was fast bowler's dream, because Virat Kohli started his test captaincy with 3 fast bowlers and a specialist spinner, or most probably an all-rounder. So this is where those fast Ishant Sharma came back into the intention. Mohammad Shami got a second chance, and so does Umesh Yadav. And now Rohit Sharma was again a spinners friendly captain, and Shubman Gill, yes, he's new, but with the look of things, I think he's overprotective his batting and not thinking about getting 20 wickets.
Absolutely, and I think that survival around his own something is going to be what defines him as a captain as well. But thank you very much, Kashif Majeed, K. Asif and Abdul Jabbar, for joining us as well. Of course, the match continues. It's going to be an interesting one for India to pull back. But regardless of that, I think England do still have the upper hand in this test series. That wraps it up from me and the entire team of Sports Extra. It's goodbye for now.